Hello. Figured I'd get on here before Finley gets home. I already put my face primer on and I was cleaning my brushes because I did Halloween look yesterday. So I think today I'm debating what foundation to use. I'll use the BB cream because I haven't used that in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna use the BB cream and Kabuki brush. And I have this one's a lighter. This is Bisque, which works fine for me. But I'm also gonna put a little bit of a darker concealer. This is the old concealer. It's a little bit thicker. This is satin, so it's a little bit dark for me, but I can mix it with this Bisque BB cream. And typically I won't use, I'm putting just a few drops on there. Typically I won't use a primer if I'm using the BB cream because the BB cream is hydrating. And so it's gonna give you a lot of the hydrating properties. So I typically won't put a primer on with it. Doesn't mean you can't, because like I said today, I already put it on. The primer is going to help your makeup stay in place, but if you want more of the hydrating effects from the primer or from the BB cream, because the BB cream is a tinted moisturizer essentially, it's not full coverage, you can leave the primer off. So I'm just gonna blend that everywhere with the Kabuki brush. The BB cream also has like, it blends to your skin tone. So obviously I wouldn't be able to go super, super dark or vice versa, but it will give you a little bit of leeway with the color that you select. And I'm gonna do my new favorite foundation or concealer. This is the lighter one. So the one I mixed in with that BB cream is a dark, thick. This is the old one. This is the new one. It's got a doe foot applicator. So it's like a velvet applicator, and if you can see it's angled there, it's got a little hole in the very center of it, and that holds product. So it allows for easy, smooth transition. And then I'm just going in with my blending bud. Now this is wet, if you can't tell. That's the normal size of them. I like it to be wet because as I get older, I get creasing under my eyes. And I have found with this concealer, the old concealer was thick, very thick, and I still use it, but it would cake under my eyes. This one does not do that. However, I do apply it with a wet blending bud. I've tried that. I've tried fingers. I've tried a foundation brush. This is just my favorite. So you have to try what works for you. But I like this. And then I still go back in and I'll just lightly press under my eyes because that's where I get the wrinkles. Again, it's all trial and error. See what works for you. But look at the difference there, with and without. Gets rid of all my bags. And I also like to do one eye at a time because this will dry. For me, it doesn't typically matter because this is wet, but I still like to do it one at a time. And I'll just blend that up all over my eye. Just gonna give you a highlighted look. I like, hey Sam, I like the lighter shade, but that's just me. You don't have to go that light. Actually, I have my natural color, or the color I use in foundation. I have that in my cart. I just haven't ordered it yet. I got this one, and because the presenters could get them early, and I got a dark one that actually I have not even used yet. Could try it today. And then I'm gonna put a little bit as a highlight. Did I see that this week is Nova's last homeschool? or last week. I forget when that picture was from. I'm just gonna blend that in, but it's just gonna give you a highlight. So that's where the sun typically is hitting your face. It's gonna be right down the center of your face. I'll use this one, and then I'm gonna use my press powder. Oh, this is Fall Break. That's early. I knew I saw a picture. It must have been, like you said, it must have been Friday. But I knew I just recently saw a picture that said she was gonna be in class. So I bet she's excited. That would be very difficult, especially her age, to not get to hang out with her friends, meet her new friends, her classmates. I'm just applying this darker shade on my jawline and down my neck to get rid of any, like a double chin. Get rid of your double chin. And this is just putting color back in. When you use a foundation, or this time I use the BB cream, it takes the color out. So now I'm just putting it back in. And then you can go back and blend it. Like I can use my Kabuki. That's what I put the BB cream on with. And just blend it back out. So there's not a harsh line there. And I'm also going to use, put the foundation, and this is going to give you less of a muddy line. So if you see right now where I put the contour, it's kind of muddy. It's all one color. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Using that same wet blending bud. Same thing on the other side. If you hop on, say hello. Any shares this month, drop a comment that you share. You'll be entered for a bottle of the Goalies. Make sure you let me know that you shared though, because some of the Facebook, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the rights or some of the settings that you have on there, I can't always see. I can see shares, but I can't see who shared it. So make sure if you share, you say share so I know that you did. I'm debating what color, what eyeshadow I should do. And I'm gonna do my brows. I'm just using a brown. Just to fill it in. It basically just is gonna frame your face. So I like to start where your brow starts and do a straight line all the way up to my arch. And then I go into my brow. And then I do the same thing on the top. Start where your brow starts, straight line all the way up to your arch. And that's what I fill in, is right there, right that. It's kind of early for me today. I am doing a challenge to be on live every day in October, which is nice because I can get my, I can do my Halloween looks, but they're very time consuming. So I figured I would just do a more of a normal everyday look. So to do your brows, like I say in most of my videos, you can use just a brown shadow or a shadow color that matches your hair color, or you can use a pencil. This one is actually for blonde, which I am blonde, but this is even a little bit light. So typically I'll go in and I'll just use a brown shadow. It's probably a little faster to use the pencil, but again, so I just start at the beginning of my brow and I go up to my arch and then I go down. And same thing on the top. I go into the brow. You don't want to go like above your brow or it's going to make you have big, thick, bushy brows, which I don't think you want. I mean, mine are big enough, but I wax my own. I take care of my own. And then I just fill that in. It's just going to fill in and frame your face, that's all. And then I just use my other end and brush it out so it's not like thick. You can also start a little bit forward and do a little bit of ombre where it would be lighter where your hairs come in, but honestly I always pluck those because I don't like the way it looks, so it's a preference, I guess. I think today I'm gonna put on eyeshadow primer. I'm thinking about using the cream shadows. I've got a couple of them. I've never used them, and I ordered a couple more because last week we had a Halloween sale, so everything was 40%, not everything, a lot of things were 40% off, and there's a bunch of cream shadows that you can do Halloween looks, like red and black. I don't think they had white. I don't remember white. So I ordered some of those. I haven't received them yet, but I figure that might make things a little bit easier for a Halloween look. But I have this one. I think I've used it once, never on live. It's called Jubilant. It's like a dusty rose color. We'll see. We'll try this out. This would be it's a matte color. It'd be a very natural, very nude, everyday color. I got a dog in here. Typically, when I do my makeup, I'm either wearing browns, like nude browns, or mauves. I think that's like been my thing always. Occasionally I'll do, like, because I have blue eyes, I'll put blue in the crease. And I look up when I say crease because of the hooded eyes. I have to do that, otherwise you won't see it. But you can put blue in your crease and it'll make your eyes pop if you have blue eyes. Just for a little bit of color. Yeah, but it's kind of a weird time for me to go live, so I figured I would get on here. Finley will be home in, like, I don't even know what time it is, within an hour. And everything's a little bit more difficult to do when Finley is here, although I typically do my lives when he's here. I figured why not do it while he's not here. So if you're hopping on, if you share any video that you share of October, say share, and you will be entered for a bottle of the apple cider vinegar goalies. It's just like taking apple cider vinegar, but they're chewable and they're really yummy. I think I will do, this is a brown, I think I'll do the liquid shadow. This is Overt, and this is another matte color, but just to show you that you can mix the two, I'm just going a little bit above my crease line. I'm going to blend that out. I haven't used this much. I usually use Ornate, which is a brown, but it's metallic. This one is relatively newer. I haven't used it as often. But again, it's just a brown color. And you don't need a ton of this liquid eyeshadow, but if you struggle with eyeshadow, this liquid eyeshadow is the way to go. I have, before I was a presenter with Younique, I had used liquid shadows before, and you'd put them on and they just cake and fall off and they don't stay, or they crease right in the center of your eye. But this is actually really good. So I was hesitant to order it at first, and I had heard so many people say good things about it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try it. So I got it in Reverent, which is a like a light shimmery champagne color, and that was the first one I tried, and I was like, wow, surprisingly I really like it. So I'm just putting a little bit underneath my eye. But this is going to basically do the same thing as a eyeliner, and you just need a little bit. Harley, what are you doing? Oh. Nothing fancy. And then I'm gonna put, I haven't been using my luminizer. You can also use anything shimmery, but you can also use a white or a cream colored eyeshadow. I can't think. This is just a highlighter, so I'm just gonna go from the arch of my brow bone with your finger down. Just gonna accentuate. That's where the light's gonna reflect off of it. And I don't do the entire brow because I do have hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes and you do the entire brow with a shimmery color, instead of highlighting, it's going to make your eyes look sunk back in. You don't want to do that. I think that's all I'm going to do for my eyes. I'm going to put on some primer. This is vitamin E. It's just a primer for your lashes, but it's going to help. You only need a ton. It'll make your lashes white. But it's got vitamin E in there. It's going to lengthen, separate, and you will use less mascara than if you don't use a primer. So it's basically conditioning your lashes while you have mascara on. And I'm going to use the 4D. I haven't used this in a while because I've been obsessed with the Twisted mascara, which is the mascara with the two wands. But I'm wiping all this off because you don't need a ton on there. And inevitably, I always get it on the top of my eyes. But that's okay. And I personally like to do a couple coats. So I like to let the first one dry. So basically the first coat I put on, I try and focus at the root and then build off of that. But I like to let it dry before I go back with another coat. So I'm going to put this on the other eye. And I go back and forth with this primer also. Some people like to apply their mascara while this is wet. Some people do not. I kind of go back and forth. But I use this. I don't use this every day, but it has helped with, if you ever have mascara, either raccoon eyes by the end of the day, or the fallout where your mascara has the little black specks under your eye. This will help with it. It'll help keep your mascara on. I saw a little black dot on It'll help keep your mascara on all day, and it'll help prevent the raccoon eyes. But I don't use it every day. Some days I use the black waterproof Epic Black Waterproof, which I really love that formula. And with that one, I don't use primer. No particular reason. I just have noticed when I use that, it's actually this one, when I use this, I don't get raccoon eyes and I don't get the fallout, so I haven't been using the primer with it. But I like to go in, kind of wiggle, and I'm basically trying to go as close to my waterline without poking myself in the eye as I can. Sometimes I get my eye. And I just roll the brush because this brush has two different sides to it. So it's got one that's going to separate and one that's going to curl. I know the liquid shadows are awesome and they're so easy to use. They're by far my favorite. I was a little concerned at first. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like these, but I do really like them. I'm trying not to get this under my eye, but we'll see. And I have not used 4D in a long time. I've been hooked on the Twisted. If you get this, like I have some right here, you can go back once it dries and just flake it off. If you do it before it's dry though, it's just gonna smear. So you gotta be careful. But I have noticed using the serum for the lashes and the eyelash primer, it's made a huge difference. Oh yeah, I've used Business Like maybe a couple times. My favorite is Ornate and Reverent. I always do those two, just because I like the, I don't know, the beigey look. And this one was Willed. No, did I use Willed? No, I used Overt. Willed I've used like once. Have you tried that one? What do you think of Willed? Ladies. So I'm just gonna flake this stuff on the bottom off. Actually, that's not even on my eye. And I also got, yeah, I haven't messed around with it too much. It's a pretty color. It's kind of like a plum. But I haven't used it too much, but they are definitely my go-tos. They're easy because you can throw them in your bag. You don't have to worry about having a whole palette or having them getting hit and bumped and broken. So I agree. I love these liquid shadows. I'm trying to let my lashes dry so I can curl them because I still do. Reverent, well, most of them are good like that, but I have found Reverent and Ornate are awesome because they're metallic, so you can put just one coat on, but it almost looks like you've got two different colors on. The eyeshadow for dummies. And I have this new brush. I honestly haven't used it too much because I've been using the Twisted, but it's like a little metal one to separate. Oh, I love Egotistical. That might have been the first one I bought, and I bought it as a lip color. I love it. And every time I wore it, I would use brown liner, I would use Prim liner and Egotistical on my lips and put a lip gloss over top. Every time I used it, I got compliments on it. That's by far my favorite. It's a little bright if you do it on your eyes, but if you just do a little bit. Maybe I started with too much on my eyes, but I do love that color. I do love that color. I know, I hope they come out with some more colors to play around with. And I've been obsessed since this summer with the oranges. Like, well, I don't even think you can get them anymore, but Fanatical and Gingerly. I was like, oh, I think these are fall colors, but I put them on during the summer and loved them. So that's the 4D. Just 2 coats of 4D. And I think I'm gonna use, I'll use Subtle. This is also my go-to. Is the Subtle Splash. It's like a mauve-y, very neutral. Very neutral color. It looks like you're not wearing anything basically. And I'm gonna put, just because I have it out, I'm gonna use that same shimmer. Again, you can use any shimmer shadow and put it in the eye. Just the way it reflects is going to make your eyes look open and more alert, more awake. And then I'll use my brush. I should have done this before I put lipstick on, but I haven't used my highlighter in a long time. That's it. That's all I'm doing today. Clean that off a little bit. Well, I appreciate everyone hopping on. Again, any video that you share for the month of October, you'll be entered for a bottle of the Goalies. Just comment shared so that I know that you shared it. And if you have any looks you want to see or have any questions, message me and I will help you with that. Thanks for hopping on.